Was good, the wise one. Yeah, I know. Oh shit. Oh my shit, right here. Yep. That's right. On that reggae today. Princess Diana, how you doing? Eric's here? See, YouTube playing around. They showing me two people in the watching. Wow. Let me see. It's all good, princess. Good morning, y'all. Saturday, January, oh shit, it's not January no more. February 2nd, 2019. As you can see, it's raining. They could not stop the weather system from bringing this rain, so, you know, like I said, it's El Nino, so it's all good. They can't stop all the rain. This is the thing. We have to know that they have their limits. They aren't limitless in the things they can do. Once we understand that, once we get rid of that fear, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Because they were spraying the shit out of the sky like a couple days ago. And, you know, it's been nonstop. They were spraying yesterday. We had some rain on Thursday, and they were spraying. They broke up the clouds a little bit. And I could see the film that they have, you know, the haze from the trails, and you know, it broke it up a little bit, and then the rain came back. So, I mean, listen, they can't do everything, and that's what we have to understand. and it's all good, you know. Yeah. So, been a few interesting days on YouTube, man, and in the world. And one thing in particular I want to talk about today is censorship, right? Censorship and the First Amendment, and what we must understand about both of those things, right? I've been noticing some of my favorite YouTubers um, have been being screwed around with by, see what I'm saying? You know, as soon as I talk about YouTube screwing with people's channels, this is what happens, right? Well, yeah, like I was saying, some of these YouTubers that's spitting that real shit, they aren't seeing their likes, they can't see their comments in the comment section. The algorithms are messing with them, so YouTube is really coming down hard. And I don't know, I'm sure you guys heard about how YouTube is not going to recommend conspiracy theories, right? And you know, you can still, they're not going to shut you down necessarily per se, but they're saying how it's dangerous to people, and you know, it could be harmful and all this other crap. But we know that's BS, right? What we're really doing when we spread this awareness is we're helping people. Okay, we're waking them up, and we're actually doing more good than harm. I don't see where the harm could come in. All we're letting people know about are the dangerous things that we face in this world that you may not be aware of, like 5G, weather modification, things like that. And then you have all the distractions, like with Jussie Smollett, or whatever his name is. His little debacle, his little gay debacle, you know what I mean, come on. We know that's a farce. We know that's some bullshit that they put together to pull attention away from the real shit. All right? And now you got Trump talking about Jussie Smollett. It's a fucking game. It's a game. So once we understand that, you know, we can pull out of it. But the problem is, like I said, YouTube and other, you know, other platforms are starting to come down on people, bringing about awareness by calling it conspiracy theory. And it just is low where if was good, Duke Midwest, in California, they try to pass this law where if you say certain things, right? Let's say you're acting as a journalist, you just talking about what everybody else is talking about, or you find out some information and you start talking about it. Well, if you can't produce a source for your information, you can get in trouble. You can get fined, you can get jail time. Okay, it is really an attack against the First Amendment, and that's really an attack against the First Amendment, and that's something that, you know, California has been doing. California has been attacking our amendments for a long time. They attacked the Second Amendment, they attacked the Fourth Amendment with the gang injunctions. You know what I'm saying? They'll snatch you off the street if you have a tattoo and put you on a gang card. So now you're considered a terrorist. These are things that we're not aware of, right? They snatch you if you have a tattoo or you wear a certain color. They snatch you off the street. Smooth Spanish was good. They snatch you off the street, put you on a gang card. You're a domestic terrorist now, okay? And what we have is California is doing things like that all the time. You know, they even with being sanctuary cities and things like that, attacking the Second Amendment. We know California hates the Second Amendment. But let's get back to YouTube, right? And other platforms like that. What we have to understand is that YouTube is a private entity, right? YouTube is a private entity. It's a corporation. It's a business. Now, for all intents and purposes, YouTube is not part of the government. So we have to understand that they aren't beholden to the First Amendment because they have certain guidelines. They have their own guidelines in regards to how you can operate using their platform. Because they own it, you're going on their platform to talk your shit. So they can censor you for any reason. Like if you're against their if you go against their policy, you know, their little, you know, yeah, their platform, their rules. That's what we have to understand. Now, so they can do things like fuck with people's channel, all right? And they can go after whoever they want. They're not obligated to go after everyone who breaks the rules. They pick and choose who they go after, and we know that. We know that for sure because they go after my channel. You know, they always fuck with my channel. They fuck with the Fullerton Informer channel. I mean, he can't even see his comments in the comment section anymore. He can't see the likes. People can't hit the like button. I mean, I'm not sure, but did some of y'all, did y'all come in here and hit the like button when y'all came in? Because if you did, I can't see it. You know what I mean? So during the live, see? What happens is when you hit the like button, as you well know, the video gets recommended to other people, right? And I might get a notification out to people that are already following me. I don't know if y'all got the notification. They're going to send some people the notification. They're not going to send others the notification. So what you see, what I have, are 3 people in my from what I see watching this live right here. So you know me, guys, right? I don't like to talk about problems and not present a solution. Okay, for sure, yeah. Like I said, they're going to send some people notifications. But this is the thing. Y'all know me. I don't present the problem without having some sort of solution behind it, right? So this is the thing right here. If we know YouTube is fucking around with the real people's channels and not letting them get the word out there and things like that, and then they're only promoting sucker shit, they're only promoting beef, they're only promoting celebrity gossip from certain individuals, we know that we have to find a way to start our own platform outside of YouTube. You see what I mean? There are people out there, some of you are millennials, and more power to y'all. You know, I'm not a millennial, but some of y'all are millennials and y'all have real good knowledge of how to build websites and blog channels and things like that. We should use the knowledge that we have of this technology, right, to create our own type of YouTube. See what I mean? And we can start to get away from platforms like this. And if we start our own platform where we can speak out, and then let's say the FCC or somebody come after us, right? Because YouTube is not a television network, right? It's an internet platform where you can cuss, people can do whatever they want. I mean, you cuss, you can show blood and all this other shit. There's no FCC guidelines, right? So if YouTube has that ability to show what it wants to show, and then maybe just put a parental guidance warning on certain content, you know, just as a courtesy to some people's sensibilities, right? But really they have brain to allow whatever content they want. Because look at Facebook. Look at Facebook. Every time somebody's murdered, right? A black man is murdered by the popo, or anybody wrongfully murdered by the police, they can show it on Facebook. Okay, I saw a cartel member in a village cutting out some young kid's heart. Okay, on Facebook. So you can't tell me that you can't show whatever you want on Facebook. It's up to Facebook and their moderators. Yeah, that's real shit, princess. Don't go look for it, okay? You just stay sweet. Anyway, I say that to say this. We can do whatever. We start our own YouTube shit. We start our own YouTube shit. Let's call it TruthTube, okay? Let's say we start TruthTube, right? And we do it the same way YouTube and Facebook has done their shit. I mean, we should be able to do whatever we want, right? That's not illegal, as long as we're not showing some illegal shit going on, right? Like, you know what I'm talking about. Don't show no illegal shit. We just talking truth. We spitting truth. We're allowing a platform where people can come and talk about whatever they talk about. Hell, if you racist and you a white racist dude, you come on TruthTube and you can fucking spit your racist shit. You know, I prefer that, so I know who you are. Okay, I prefer overt racism. I prefer that over microaggression racism. Okay, believe that. Let me know. I've experienced a lot of overt racism in my life just because I traveled the world in the army. You know, I had motherfuckers call me niggers and shit. I mean, they never fought me, but it is what it is. But what I'm saying is, you should be able to speak your mind. As long as you're not threatening. See, there's a caveat to the First Amendment. There's a caveat due to a Supreme Court decision back in the day. Because what happened was, we have to understand the limits of the First Amendment and why there are limits. One time there was a robber, right? And this is how the caveat came to the First Amendment. So somebody was robbing a store or something, and they're running around with a gun or something like that. Oh, what's up, Manic? Salute. They're running around with a gun in a grocery store. Excuse me. And they were yelling about how F you, I'm gonna kill you, this, that, and the third. And before they could do any damage, the cop came. Before they could do anything, anything physically, the cops came and arrested him. Okay? Now, he tried to use the First Amendment to say, look, I can say what I want. If I want to say I'm gonna kill you, I have the right under the First Amendment to do so. Well, it went to the Supreme Court because he fought it, went all the way to the Supreme Court. And what happened was, the Supreme Court found that you can't say whatever you want. You can use the First Amendment right as long as you're not making any threats or saying something dangerous, or you're saying something that you're talking about criminal activity or something like that. So we have to understand okay, so people go on YouTube and they start spouting and threatening and shit. I've seen it. Just from following Hassan Campbell, I've seen all kind of silly shit from niggas. So we have to wonder how some of these people are on YouTube making threats and nothing's happening to them. But when people like Hassan Campbell defend themselves against this shit, they get FBI's called on them. They got cops showing up. So we have to understand that we have to be real careful. We have to be real careful about what we say on YouTube, because they have the ways and means. They have a direct line to the Pope. Direct line. They don't even have to call them. Okay? You don't think that cyber cops monitor platforms like YouTube and Facebook, you best believe it. You best believe it. That's what. I mean, so like I was saying, we start on. We just have to be careful not to make threats on it, because if we do something like that, we're going to open ourselves up to all kind of scrutiny. But as long as we're doing it with the right way, I mean, ain't nothing they can say about it. We can talk about whatever we want to talk about. If I want to talk about aerosol spraying and geoengineering, if I want to talk about the dangers of vaccinations, if I want to talk about anything, if I want to talk about protecting the first, our Second Amendment, all right, and how the Second Amendment helps us protect all the other amendments. Without the Second Amendment, the entire Bill of Rights means jack shit. If I want to talk about that, and not worried about being buffered and fucking not having my likes show up. See, look, this is part of their whole not recommending. This is part of their whole not recommending conspiracy theories. See, I have zero likes. And I'm pretty sure y'all came up in here and hit the like button. This is just proof positive that YouTube is only for certain individuals. Okay? So, I mean, like I said, we start our own platform, find some people, some web developers, some people with that type of knowledge that are down with the program. We get them on board, we recruit them to build us a website where we can show live streams and upload videos and things like that. I know we have Patreon, right? I don't know much about Patreon, but we shouldn't have to, make people pay all the time for. I know you have to pay a certain amount, right? You pay, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we shouldn't have to go to Patreon and pay every time we want to hear some real shit. Now, if we want to donate to a person, that's great. I'm down for that, and I'm even down for giving somebody $5 a month for spitting that truth. But I mean, it's just crazy. So we have to understand that YouTube is not a government entity technically, right? It's a private corporation. It's like YouTube is a private corporation, Instagram, private corporation. They can come up with their own rules within the limits of the law. Okay, they can put up guidelines talking about what you can and can't say and how you should behave on their platform. They have every right to do that. Just like you can't run up in a certain restaurant and just start, cussing everybody out just because you have the First Amendment right. They can kick you out. Like if you're in a hotel causing a disturbance, you're loud, you're talking about whatever you want to talk. You're talking about, this is why you ever notice how petitions sometimes, or when you have like preachers on the street preachers, they have to stay on the sidewalk. They can't go on. They can say whatever they want on public property, like the sidewalk, but they can't go. You notice they don't step foot in the parking lot of some of these grocery stores, because the grocery store has a right to say, look, we don't want you talking that shit here. You're driving away customer base. So you have to go. You got to go out. You got to take that on the sidewalk. So we have to understand YouTube and Facebook is like the same shit. So we can't. YouTube is not going to help us. Facebook is not going to help us grow as a people. All right. Right now we can get we want out, because guess what? If they just flat out start getting rid of people like me and others who talk that real shit, if they just start flat, we're gonna get rid of them. Hit that delete button, whatever. It takes quite a bit to get your channel taken down, from what I understand. So they can't just do that, because then they'll just drive away customers. They drive away. They won't get any ads, because some of these guys, they start seeing people getting nixed from YouTube, these big platforms, these big YouTubers, right? That are not necessarily spitting that truth. They really just a gossip blog or whatever. they might be scared away from YouTube, and they'll lose all those ads. Okay, so they can't just flat out get rid of people that they want to get rid of. So they're going to allow some of us. They're going to allow us to continue to say things. But like I said, and like they said, they're going to stop recommending certain videos. They're going to stop allowing the like button to be seen. They might not let you share. I had people say when they tried to share somebody's video, they got a 404 error. They got an error. I was trying to donate to somebody. It wouldn't allow me to donate through what they call that thing? Super chat. And this is a person that is spitting that real shit. So I mean, we have to think about these things. Anyway, so like I said, I figured out how to do what they call that thing? What is that? I figured out how to do Hangouts. Yeah, I figured out how to do it. So, hopefully I get on tonight. I got to do it from my laptop. But we'll figure it out. I'm gonna try to get on there. I'll start it, and then one thing I still got to figure out is how to invite people to come on to the Hangouts. Like other YouTubers. I don't know if I have to have their email address. I don't know if that, whatever. But maybe you can I can send the link. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, that's right, Princess. Anyway, so I'm going to try to get on later tonight on the Hangout, and see who wants to join. And we can start talking about some real shit. We can start talking about moving forward. What's funny? I put up an event. It already has 2 thumbs down. Talking about moving onward and upward as a people. There's already 2 thumbs down on it. I love it. How you gonna hate people moving forward? The hate is real, just out of nowhere for no reason. So, you deal with it. Princess has some videos. They're very, very short, and she's very shy. I heard her voice a couple times. It was very cute. But, we're going to get her out of her shell. Anyway, so I'm going to get out of here, hit this farmer's market, and I'll see y'all later on tonight, God willing. And, we can start talking about some real solutions. We can start having that dialogue. Dialogue is important, okay? That's what we got to do, all right? So, without further ado, you guys have a beautiful Saturday. I hope the weather's not too terrible where you're at. I know some parts of the country, there's some goddamn Antarctic-type weather going on. That's crazy. Chemical ice nucleation, man. That's what they doing. They playing with the weather, and that's how they do shit. So, now motherfuckers are freezing to death in Chicago for being out on the streets. The homeless population. What do you think is going on here? I mean, come on, come on, man. All right, peace out, y'all. Much love.